一人ぼっちなんで。
なお前は好きな場所に行けて外は恐ろしい猛獣ばかり。願いが叶うなんて迷信やったんやな。
Hey guys, welcome to my SOFHAB review series. This time, I'll be covering the anime movie Josee, the Tiger and the Fish, and joining me again is Rascal Entertainment.
Hello.
This romance movie was actually suggested to us on our X channel, and since it was already available on Crunchyroll, we instantly dived in. And unfortunately, within probably a week of doing this review, there was a controversy on X that we'll get into about this movie that we think is absolutely silly and unwarranted. But
before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click notifications on upcoming reviews, hacks, videos, and so much more.
Yes, and thank you for joining us, subscribing to our channel, sharing our videos, commenting, everything you do. We appreciate you all the way around.
Yeah.
You're awesome. So, we had never heard of this movie at all.
No.
Nor had we seen it come up on Crunchyroll.
Right.
And Mao Mao, one of our pause followers on X, said you really should watch it. It's a great movie. You'll love it. And, okay.
Yeah.
That's all we need to find it. It was on Crunchyroll, added to the watch list, and there we went.
Yes. And since we didn't know anything about it, we literally went in with a blind reaction, and it was a little different than what we thought it was going to be.
So, if you're like we were with no knowledge of this, we're going to let you know all about this movie and why you really should check it out. So, for those of you not familiar with Josee, the Tiger and the Fish, is a 2020 movie that we watched. There was one prior, 03. But the one we watched is the 2020 version. It's an animated romance film by Kotaro Tamura, written by Sayaka Kuwamura, and based on Seiko Tanabe's short story of the same name, which we'll get to shortly. And the characters were designed by Naomoto, who also created a tie-in manga. Animation character designs by Haruko Izuka, who also served as the chief supervising animator. And animation produced by Bones.
Wow, big hit company.
And the film follows the lives of a university student and a paraplegic woman. Now, we want to make a couple things clear about this movie. Before that, it originally released in theaters back in October of 2020 in Busan first, in Korea, and then in Japan, December 25th on Christmas Day.
Right.
It has a runtime of 98 minutes, and it's a great movie to sit down and just watch.
Yes.
But we want to make you fully aware that there is an age difference between the two main characters.
Yes.
The main characters are Sunio Suzukawa, who's voiced by Howard Wang in the English, and Kumiko Yamamura, who's voiced by Suzy Young. And she's the one in the wheelchair, and she's the disabled person.
Yes.
There's a 7-year age difference.
Right.
They're both adults.
Yes.
She is older than him.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with this relationship. It's actually very sweet, very wholesome. And when you see the movie itself, you'll understand that it's not about someone taking advantage of someone else. It's not that type of movie. It's actually a very beautiful movie. It's not only beautiful to look at, but it's a beautiful story.
Yes. And we have seen quite a few rom-com movies and even regular romance movies that are full of more drama. And this one was nothing but slice of life. There was no surrealism or ultra fantasy or anything like that involved in it. And that's not a bad thing. It was nice to watch a nice and majority calm movie. And really more of the comedy comes in with the interactions between them in the beginning, when she kind of bosses him around and kind of jerky to him. He just has to deal with it.
But you end up liking it. First, you're not sure what to think. And the more you watch it, the more you kind of understand what's going on. Sunio is a very good character. He's a good boy. That's what he is. And the grandmother of Kumiko says she needs someone to assist her, and she hires him. This happens after Kumiko's wheelchair runs away, and he ends up stopping it and saving her. And so she says, I'll pay you And he's like, okay, he needs money because he plans to go to Mexico for university the following year.
Yes.
And Kumiko, seems like when you look at her, you think she's just going to be probably a trope character, or she's kind of helpless and needs help, and she's sweet and she's quiet. She's the opposite.
No.
She's Spitfire. She's a cow. She wants to be independent. She wants to be independent. She,
independent woman.
most of the time, takes herself out of the wheelchair and pulls herself along the ground because she doesn't want anyone to help her.
Yeah. Well, you can't say she's weak.
Absolutely. The grandma, however, keeps her in the house, Chizu. And Chizu is afraid that people are going to mistreat her and be mean to her and just won't respect her as a person. So she talks her into staying in the house all the time.
Right.
And then the great thing is that when she meets Tsuneo, that changes. But quickly, I want to mention the short story this was based on. This was a short story called Josee Totora Sakinatachi that originally came out in 1984. And it was published in an issue of Monthly Kadokawa. And it was later included alongside various stories in the short story collection of the same name, published in March of 1985 by Kadokawa Shoten. And so they got a license, actually, Yen Press, to publish the English version.
Okay.
And then not only there's been an animated movie that we saw, but prior to the animated movie in 2003, there was a Japanese live action film.
No way.
And then in 2020, there was also a South Korean live action film called Josee, based in part on the screenplay from the 2003 Japanese live action film.
So it looks like only now just got an anime adaptation. It's been live so far till then.
Yes. And clearly the story is popular and people really like it. And when it's being the play version, it's being strictly a romance. But as we mentioned in here, you've got some comedy, you've got the character growth of both characters, the main characters, I should say, Tsuneo and Kumiko. She tells him she wants him to help sneak her out because she doesn't go out, she hasn't been anywhere, she hasn't seen anything, she really wants to see the ocean.
Yeah.
So he does it. And he starts sneaking her out, and she gets to the ocean, and he takes her, she gets out of the chair and he lifts her up so she can get in the water and takes her into the water. And he takes her all these places. And they think they're sneaking around. The grandma doesn't know, but she does.
Yeah.
And she's actually really happy that she's shown initiative to get out and go do things with someone else her age. And yes, people, 7 years distance is still within the same age frame.
Yes.
So you like the relationship you see growing. You know they're going to be a ship. It looks like Tsuneo, to me, liked her first. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it because they have that trope where the two can't get along, and then the more they spend time, the more they start to warm up and they become nicer. They do that sort of thing, but they take actually much longer because you think it happens pretty fast in the beginning, but when they tell you it's been weeks or months, you're kind of surprised, and they're still at the bickering part, so they don't just let it be in a couple days they're getting along and stuff, things change. They actually tell you it takes a long time because he's there just about every day. So I like that was different.
True. So you see them growing and getting closer, and then you find out one of his two friends, yes, a girl, likes him, which you knew. And she decides to confront Kumiko, which was really crappy. And she says, oh, you don't know? He's going away to Mexico to study for a year, and he's going to study and blah, 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 and he won't be with you. So Kumiko gets angry because he never told her, and he kept putting it off and putting it off. She leaves the house and runs away. The grandma doesn't know where she is, and he goes to find her. And then... That's before the grandma dies, right?
I think so,
yes, I hope so. If we're wrong, let us know in the comments. And so she runs away. And when he's trying to get her attention, he gets hit by a car.
Yeah, seriously.
And she tells him right before that, you don't know how I feel. If you only knew. and she pretty much cursed him because he was hit by a car.
Yes.
And he gets broken bones and things.
He can't
and
walk
it takes
for a while.
him over a year to heal in the hospital.
So, yeah, she got her wish. So, yeah, I was like, that's a pretty mixed message to have in this movie, even if it's canon.
But she did show remorse in what she said. She did say it was her fault, and it was, because he was turning around looking at her, trying to get her attention and catch her. It was her fault. But she did show remorse. And during this time, unfortunately, grandma dies.
Yeah.
And so the person who's renting the house is saying, what are you going to do? Because your grandma's not here anymore, and you can't do anything and take care of this. And she decides she's going to go ahead and, branch out and live her life. And she's this artist, and she ends up creating this book that changes lives at the end. He eventually ends up healing, getting out of the hospital. They profess their love to each other. He still goes to Mexico, and he leaves her there to keep growing. And at the end of the movie, if you haven't seen it, it's a very sweet ending. I was about to spoil it for you. Yeah. It's a very sweet ending, and you like it. And this is just a movie that really is wholesome. Now, for some reason on X, last week there were these posts about this is a man's dream where he has a woman who's hopeless and can't do anything, and he takes advantage of her. And you know that the majority of people making these comments had never seen the movie.
Yeah.
If they'd seen the movie, they would have known that wasn't the case. And she was pretty independent, and she didn't want anybody's help. And he just had to keep trying to, break down the ice around her heart.
I guess so, yeah.
And the grandma would get upset because she would be crawling on the floor because she didn't want her to help her.
Right.
So for anyone who hasn't seen this movie to sit and say it's about a guy just wanting a woman to depend on him, take care of him, bull. But here's the second thing that I thought was interesting. There were lots of men that commented. Lots of men said that it's usually a guy's dream to find a woman that he loves, and he wants to take care of her and support her. It's just the way men are built, and that's what they want.
Yeah.
And they like this movie because it showed a guy who's like a normal, typical guy. He's not anime hot. He's not Gojo tall or Gojo gorgeous. He's cute. But he's just a regular guy, a regular Joe that the guys who watched the movie could relate to. And he has dreams that he's going after, and he finds a girl that he really loves. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I loved reading that. So if you're one of the people that feel the opposite, we're sorry, we disagree. This movie is not about that. It's wholesome. It shows growth. It shows character growth. It shows a relationship that up until this point we've never seen in an anime movie or in a Western animated movie.
Right. And this is a similar controversy that happened with the movie A Silent Voice, where people were all of a sudden attacking this film and saying that it was promoting abuse both ways, and that the girl was either taking advantage. Why did she forgive the bully when he caused her so much harm? And it was something, the bullying was so bad that we just wanted to forget about. And they were claiming the movie was promoting and idealizing abusing people who were deaf or hard of hearing. Like, oh, if they pick on you or something, you should fall for them. And people are like, how are you getting these messages out of a movie? It's about forgiveness. And it looks like these anime movies, because they're both anime, that have these similar plot lines or slice of life. They include a romance of someone who's dealing with a disability, and they find a love. They seem to tear it down online that it's about taking advantage of someone with a disability and they need to be by themselves. Like, it's a very strange thing. We don't know why this is a thing they're attacking, but just watch the movie for yourself.
Yeah. And the second thing is, many people have gone through their lives being bullied and had experiences, me included. And I choose to move on. I choose to not be immersed in that. Decades later, I'm living my life.
Right.
And I'm grateful that is how I have chosen to move forward. But the one thing I really want to mention is that whether it's the paraplegic character here or the deaf character in A Silent Voice, people who aren't experiencing these things have no right to sit and judge and say a character is being taken advantage of and how they feel when they haven't been in their shoes.
Right.
That is how I see it.
Yeah.
Don't at me. If you don't agree, that's fine. You can tell us in the comments.
Yeah.
Quickly, we'll go over the cast. As we mentioned, Howard Wang voices Sunio. Susie Young voices Kumiko. Danny Chambers is Mei Nanimoya, is one of Sunio's friends, the one who likes him. Zeno Robinson is Hayato Matsura, and he's another of Sunio's friends. Megan Shipman is Kana Kishimoto. And Casey Casper voices Chizu Yamamura, Kumiko's grandmother. So, if you have seen Josee, the Tiger, and the Fish, the 2020 film, or even one of the live action adaptations, let us know in the comments. Did you like it? Do you agree with the controversy? Did you find it as wholesome and sweet and endearing as we do? Do you like seeing an anime movie about a different type of relationship? We did.
Definitely.
Let us know what you think. If you haven't seen it, we highly recommend watching it. It's only, as far as we know, it's only on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Give it a watch, come back, tell us what you think.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell on upcoming reviews, hacks, videos, and so much more.
Yes, and thank you so much for joining us today. Again, subscribing to our videos, commenting, sharing our videos. We really appreciate all you do. It helps out our channel so much, and thank you for helping us reach our goals. On pause of having over 2,000 subscribers by the end of this year.
Yes.
And just supporting us. As always, you are specials.
I'm Rascal.
I'm Julie.
Have a fantastic day.
Continue to be happy, healthy, whole, and also wonderful, my specials. Love you guys. See you next time.
諦めたりせん
憧れも
全部
君への思いも
全部
痛みも涙も全部
あたい幸せやありがとう
ジョゼと虎と魚たち